Okay, well, we're here with Rebecca Sawyer's big buck, and we're going to cape him down off of the body right now, and want to go over a couple of things that you need to do when you're caping one out to mount. First off is, don't ever cut up here close to the end of the leg. Come on down, you know, just above the knee joint, because they'll use a lot of this skin a lot of times on the brisket in the mount. So you'll just maybe come a couple of inches above the knee there. And of course, this will get cut off with the taxidermist, but it just leaves them plenty of underskin to go up under the bottom of the mount. And then just come right up the center of the back and come straight up to about more or less about the stomach of the deer, or maybe the back of the lungs. And then just do the same on the other leg. You just come straight up the center line, up, and you can come up about the same distance. And then you just round it, go all the way around. I'd say about the stomach area, midship of the deer, mid body, and just come all the way around. And then we'll just start skinning straight down at that point. And, you know, try to leave as least amount of meat as possible, just because it has to thaw back out in the process of the cape. But it's okay to leave some on it, but just try not to leave big, huge chunks of meat if it's possible. Okay, yeah, when you're skinning down, get as most of the neck as you can to come down, because if you don't know how to finish caping the deer's head off to go to the taxidermist, rather not have this big giant neck in the freezer when you go to just freeze the head. So try to get it down behind the jawline as close as you can, about like right here, and just make a cut all the way around before you bring your saw in. Okay, just put this in the freezer, but if you want to learn how to go ahead and cape, we'll start that process right here. You just start with the lip here, and you just cut through the nose cartilage till you get back to the hide. You just gotta separate the lip down to the hide here, so at some point you have to let this go with the hide and separate this part. Best put your fingers on the back side of it just so you can feel, so you don't cut through the. And if you do nick the hide, it's not the end of the world. Any good taxidermist can pin back any hole. I mean, we fixed them as big as a navel orange, something in 4 or 5 inches. The biggest thing is you don't want a hole with hide missing. If there's a hole and you can put it back together, it can be pinned back together and glued, and they'll never see it. The only time might have an issue if it's a real super early season cape and the hair, then the hair's really short. That could pose a little bit of an issue sometimes, but even then a really good taxidermist can fix a hole. So if you do cut a hole in it, it's not the end of the world. Just try to keep them as minimal as possible, and not many of them, because it's just more work on the taxidermist to pin them and fix each spot back that gets a bullet hole or a knife hole, slip of a knife or what have you. Now, here's what we'll do now. We'll make the T in the back. And what all you'll do, some people do a V cut. Most of the time I just come to the back of the horns, almost at the back, and then I just come straight across. Is what I try to do, rather than do a V cut. Most taxidermists don't really care. Again, this will be sewed up and hidden. And then we're just going to get on the kind of the deer's black line, running between his horns, and then just come straight back far enough for the hide to slip up under the jaw when we trim this back. And right here you want to cut these, just cut these ear butts, cut straight down through the cartilage till you get to the hide on the other side, all the way down through the ear canal, because that's got to be separated. We're back to hide just when we cured that straight off. And now, once we trim this out, have to get a separation from the burr. And you can use a screwdriver to pry it, but you don't want to tear the hide. So make sure you're getting, it's loose enough that it's separating from the burr without leaving, you don't want to leave any hide up around the base and have it tear away, because all that's got to fit back when it comes time to mounting. Some really separate better than others. This one here is kind of tough. And when you get to this point, you're just taking from the T incision and you're rolling just back up under the bottom of the jaw. And when we get to this point, just here's what you want to do now. Take your middle finger, stick it in the eye socket, and get up under the lip of the eye, the outside of the eye. Get your middle finger, stick it in there, pull the hide back, and then just come right down the bone socket of the eyeball, so you don't cut the ring of the outliner around the eye. You can see my finger right there. Now we can cut through this part right here. As you can see the outliner of the eye, we're not cutting it. We're just cutting this stuff out here. We got it pulled straight away. Till we get right next to the bone and come away. We got a whole eye socket and didn't cut any of the liner around the eye. Then when we get to tear duct, just try to cut down in it. If you cut the tear duct, it's not the end of the world. It's going to be tucked back into the hole anyway, pinned and Mod Podge, a hardening gel. Hardening, I didn't cut that one, but if you did cut the end off of it, it came out right there. It's not the end of the world. Like I say, it's going to be tucked in out of sight anyway, but if you can not cut it, it's helpful. And then just skin forward on the up here on top of the head, and then turn it over and repeat the same process. Try to stay right down on the bone socket. It's the bone socket right there. Stick your finger in there so you feel your finger, and then just cut right down the. If you stick and you pull that eye socket up and stick with close to the bone, you won't cut the outer rim of the eye, which if you did, any good taxidermist should be able to fix it, but it's not preferable by any means. You just want to cut that loose stuff next to the, see I trimmed right down that bone, and I kept out of this eye piece here. Skin right down the jaw line, and we're going to meet up with where we trim the nose and lip process out at the bottom. Straight off the nose. And we're done. Lay it down. If the cape's already not cold, do not roll it up and put it in the freezer hot, because here's what will happen. When you roll this cape up, you put those ears together like this and roll from this end. That keeps the ears and the nose, which are most susceptible to freezer burn, from happening. So you put this together, make sure the cape's already cold or cool, and just roll it up like this, and the rest of the hide will protect. Put it in a bag and freeze it, and you're done. Just like that, and deliver that to your taxidermist.